you who have not seen the house before, I call this a house. Some people call it a trailer, but we are listed technically as a mobile home. You never hear, and this is considered a community, even though we all have to be at least 55 years of age.
You just made it.
I lied. And so that I have thoroughly enjoyed. Now, I was not the one. I made the final decision, and of course I'm the guy that had to pay for it. But I was not the one who picked out this house, and it was not in the condition that you see it now. And I think all of you know that Sally is a decorator, and I think that you will all agree if you've seen the house to know that she is damn good decorator. I'm really proud of this house, and when I die, Teresa can have it again. I keep saying I'm going to quit talking, and you guys keep egging me on and saying more. But that's all right, because when you all leave, I'm here by myself, and I talk to myself, and next thing I know, I'm arguing with myself. That's not very nice. I go and look in the mirror and say, yeah, that's who you're talking about.
You've been watching Joan Rivers on the cable channel lately?
I don't watch much television because they keep interrupting me. Anybody else? Terry, you haven't said anything. Sally's talked, Dick has talked, and I'm afraid to ask you to talk.
I think everybody's said it all.
I don't know. Linda's been awfully quiet over here.
I'm okay.
Just don't pick on me. I've had enough picking on for today. Yeah, with all day, thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what. For those of you who would like to, we've got enough tables set up here, and we can play cards.
Oh, and if you don't like the card you're dealt, just wait for the wind to blow. You'll get another card.
And if they get to winning too much, you know what I do? We start playing for money. Then they quit. They don't play.
Is that what happened to that penny collection?
No. So you play with Mr. Lester, you play for nickels. He's the big spender.
Well, you don't think I'm dating him for his looks, do you?
Pam, would you like to say a few words? We've so enjoyed having you with us and having you come, and we
Wonderful
always
to
see
be,
each other at Dad's house.
yes, it's wonderful to be invited, and very nice to get to see everybody. Haven't been here or had the pleasure in a long time, so it was wonderful to get to see everybody today. And a gorgeous day, and a wonderful dinner, and more laughs than you could fit in a shoebox.
And a Cracker Jack box.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you remember her?
That,
Your mother had an aunt
I remember
named
the
Cracker
stories.
Jack.
Granny.
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 Annie or Granny?
Granny.
Granny.
That was Aunt Kelly.
No.
And Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
One of my earliest recollections of her, because Cracker Jack and Campfire Marshmallow, was Aunt Dallas with a shopping bag of Cracker Jacks and a shopping bag of Campfire Marshmallows, and it would be a shopping bag, and because she's so short, they barely cleared the ground. But it was a whole bag full of Cracker Jacks, and the marshmallows, and
think
we
she
called
stole
her
'em?
Cracker Jack Granny.
I think she stole
Probably.
them.
Alright, Sally, you gotta tell my favorite story about Aunt Callie.
Which one?
Well, I think it was at the King Key State Hospital there with
Oh,
the bird.
yeah. So Doug and Linda heard this morning. My grandmother's oldest sister. There was somebody older, but they died, so Aunt Callie became the oldest, and she was 4'10", short. She was an RN, which was a big deal, I know, at that time, and lived at the state hospital and worked with a variety of patients. And she was widowed early and didn't date that we knew of or anything, but she did have some favorite patients. And one day, this was actually Uncle Joe's favorite story too.
Yeah.
And one day she was going to take this one gentleman, bald-headed gentleman, out on a walk. He was in a wheelchair, and so she was going to push him. And they got out from underneath the big canopy at the state hospital, and the word Aunt Callie used that I will never forget, she said she will never forget the sound that it made when this bird flew by, and she used the word splat, that it went splat on his forehead. And she said, wait a minute. And he said, where are you going, Callie? And she said, I've got to get a tissue or at least a piece of toilet paper. And he said, Callie, don't be silly. By the time you get back outside, that bird will be long gone. But the sound went splat when that bird let loose. Like she was gonna wipe the bird's bottom. That bird will be long gone. And my other favorite story is at Grandma and Papa's house. The 2 summers I spent there lifeguarding, you know.
But at their house, they were real wild.
You had chores, and my chore was to dust mop the entire top level, which was all hardwood floors, and my grandmother would say, don't forget to do the mop board behind the door and under the bed. And being the typical teenager in the 60s, I would play my little record player. It was red and white, and I know most of you won't remember this word, but I remember it was called a monaural record player. And one of the first records I ever bought was the Beatles. And so I'd put on the Beatles and I'd dance with the mop. And I thought, I wouldn't, why dust mop the mop board? Dust doesn't settle on a vertical object, or shut the door. Who's going to shut the door unless you're in there or under the bed?